Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, we're back out on the road again. Who's that in front of me? Yeah, it's Mrs. Wright. Let me get the angle here so you can see her. Yeah, it's Mrs. Wright joining us today. Where are we at? South Elgin, Illinois. The Fox River Trail. Yeah, we've been on the Fox River Trail in the past, but we're doing a special video today. Yeah, we haven't seen Mrs. Wright on the channel in a while here, but she's with us today. We'll see if she remembers where to go. I'm following her. I don't know what's going on either. So we are here on the Himiway D5 2.0 20-inch bikes. Yeah, we've got two of these things now. Well, give you the backstory in case you haven't seen all the other videos. When the D5 2.0 was originally sent to me, FedEx had damaged one of them. Yeah, they totally demolished the rear wheel of the bike that Mrs. Wright is riding right now. Yeah, I'm talking crushed. It crushed the wheel and it crushed the motor. So we didn't have a bike to use. So I contacted Himiway and I said, this bike is out of commission. So we made the decision to send another bike to me because it was going to take a while before the replacement parts would be available, because at that time, the D5 2.0 20-inch bikes were brand new coming into the United States. So they said, we don't have an extra wheel to give. They're all on other bikes. So what we ended up doing is shipping another bike to me, which is the one I'm riding right now. Let me show you an angle here. There it is. And go back up for her there, okay? So in the meantime, we decided we would get another wheel for the other bike, and I said, well, let's do this. Instead of me shipping the whole bike back to you, which would be very expensive to do, for you to repair it, why don't you just let me keep the second bike, the original bike, send me another wheel, and then I'll have Sam Cycle and Palatine put the second wheel on there. And they said, okay, that makes sense. And then in exchange for the bike, I says, this will give Mrs. Wright a bike to ride, and then I'll have a bike to ride too, so we can ride the exact same bikes on the trail. They agreed that that would be a good thing to do. So what happened is they sent me a wheel, but they accidentally sent me the 26-inch wheel. So once again, we couldn't fix it. I brought it over to Sam Cycle. They figured out, hey, this is not the right wheel. So we decided to contact Himiway again, and they said, sorry about that. So they sent out the 20-inch wheel. So that's what's on her bike right now. It's the replacement 20-inch wheel with motor, yeah. So thank you to Himiway for giving us the opportunity to keep the two bikes and use them as our commute bikes when we're riding together. Now here's the thing with Mrs. Wright, as you might know, she's never ever on camera. She'll never put her face on camera. So what we're gonna do is simply see her from the back of her, Mrs. Wright. That's all we ever get to see anyway, is the back of Mrs. Wright. We never get to see anything other than that. All right, so anyway, we've been on this trail once before, actually twice, I think. And so we're familiar with what's here. We were debating whether this would be an area that would allow us to even be on here. So what I did is I made a bunch of phone calls yesterday. I started calling forest preserves. I started calling local police departments. I says, are we or are we not allowed to ride our e-bikes in the area? And they said, no, you can ride your e-bikes. They just have to be 750 watt motors. You have to be in class 1 or class 2 operation and obey all posted signs. Do not exceed 20 miles per hour. You need to be a certain age to be able to ride, which we are, of course, and ride safely. Then you're fine. So here we are. Yeah. So since I was actually on the phone, I started calling other municipalities as well to find out what their rules and regulations are in our general area. And everyone that I called says, you know, you're allowed to ride your e-bikes in our area. Just basically stay at 750 watts, class 1 or class 2. Several of them mentioned they must have operable pedals. That was the key word, operable. Because apparently there are bikes out there that have pedals, but they don't really work. They're really there for throttling. And they said, no, you have to have pedals. Now, that doesn't mean you can't throttle, okay? But they're just saying it has to be a true Class 1 or true Class 2 bike. Do not be into Class 3. And some of the regulations I saw, too, had indicated that your bike needs to be labeled, okay? And the Himiway bikes are. They do say 750 watts, and they do say Class 2. There's a sticker on both bikes. So we are in compliance of the general rules and regulations on this trail. And one thing they also mentioned too is if you're passing any walkers or anything like that, make sure you stay on your left. Okay. So now on the Himiway, we both have our bikes set up in torque sensor mode, and we are on auto mode. There's an auto function on these bikes, so we don't even have to mess with the pedal assist levels, because it'll automatically give you more if you need more, give you less if you need less. Yeah, it's one of the highlights of this particular bike. So anyway, we'll take a look at both bikes together when we get a chance. We're gonna go up towards a certain area. We know that there's like a waterfall type area there, and we'll stop at that point and take a look at the bikes together. Now, a couple of things that we did to these bikes that are different than what comes with the bike. And one thing we added is a side view mirror, as you see right there. That's the XWing mirror I've been telling everyone to get. If you're gonna put it on a handlebar like this one here, this is a nice long bar there, okay? Now, interestingly enough, I must have, when I put on the XWing mirror on Mrs. Wright's bike, I didn't tighten down one screw. And so her mirror is kind of flopping around a little bit in the morning. And so it's flopping around a little bit. So I took some Velcro that I had for the bike rack, and I wrapped it around to keep it in place. So hopefully the mirror will be okay for her for today. I told her, don't push it forward. Just keep it where it is and we should be fine. Let's catch up to her a little bit, because I don't think you guys can see her too well here. We'll catch up, we'll see her here. There you go. So this is the first time Mrs. Wright has been on the bike in probably over 2 years. She has not been on the bike in, last year she wasn't on it at all. So this is now the second year. But she seems to be doing okay. Yeah, she always wears the same thing. I always wear my same stuff. That blue shirt is a signature Mrs. Wright bike riding shirt. She always wears that one. She is wearing a different helmet this time. These are XWing helmets that we wear and we endorse, because that's the thing that saved me. So XWing gave her this different helmet. If you see it, it's blue, right? I think it's called sky color or something like that. And it's blue with the bottom is like a trim of, I would say like a cream color, something like that. Morning. And so she says, yeah, I want to wear my new helmet. She hasn't really worn the helmet other than one time. They gave it to her a while ago. She goes, yeah, where's my new helmet? I go, okay. So yeah, we had it in the box. We charged it up, and so it's blinking away. I've got mine. I have the Urban Night color, which is like a dark gray. They have a new one too. That's a black one, in case you want a black one. But I like the Urban Night. It's a good one. Yeah, always wear your helmet when you're riding. No matter what road you're on, even if you're on a bike path like this. This is a bike path / walking path. Going over the bridge. The people are friendly or saying hello to us. Yeah, nice day. When we got out there, it was like 73 degrees. It's gonna get warmer. It's gonna get up to like 84 degrees today. So we started out early. What time is it right now? It's 9:04 right now. So we started out roughly around 9 o'clock, give or take. And I turned the camera on immediately once we got there. Look at the scenery here. Look at that. Yeah, that's the Fox River. So yeah, we're looking for one specific spot. We'll stop and we'll show you the bikes. But yeah, Himiway has been really good to us. They've taken care of the issues that we've had. Unfortunately, we had a slight mishap of the wrong wheel coming out to us. And again, that damage wasn't Himiway's issue, that was FedEx. Yeah, FedEx really damaged that thing really bad. I don't know if Himiway made a claim for it. I hope they did, you know, otherwise FedEx gets away with it. But they just shipped me another one. And again, typically when you have a damage, you know, they want to see the damage and all that. I never got contacted from FedEx, so I think what happened is Himiway paid for the damage, which is really unfair, because that damage definitely was FedEx damage. The whole box and everything was all busted up. So that's not the first time. I've had other bikes too, same thing. They come in, they have damages on them. So the thing is a lot of the bike companies will encase the bikes in foam or some type of heavy cardboard to keep from impact damage, and a lot of times it's sufficient, but I don't know. Some people were saying they think it was a forklift or something that damaged that box. So what are you gonna do? Well, we benefited out of this thing, and hopefully this video will give you guys an idea that, you know, if you buy a couple of bikes, not only can you go out, but your significant other can go out, and other family members can go out too. And one interesting thing too on the D5 series, if you look on the bottom, I don't know if you can tell, I'm gonna angle down here. I don't know if you can see down there where my water bottle is. Let me move it. It says D5 family, okay? Why does it say D5 family? Well, it's because it's a family of bikes from D5 series. They have a 26-inch version and they have a 20-inch version. And these two, of course, are the 20-inch. I also have a 26-inch version too. And originally they said, well, can't you ride your 26 while Mrs. Wright rides your 20-inch? And I said, well, yeah, I guess I could. But the thing is to go to some places like this, we have to put it on a car rack, right? E-bike car rack. And the 26-inch bike is a little heavier. So I says, I don't know what the maximum weight capacity of my bike rack will handle. Plus, I says, it actually is just easier for me to take 20-inch bikes out when we do these type of trips. So they agreed, and they says, okay, yeah, maybe it's best we just give you another bike, and you hang on to that bike, don't send it back, we'll send you a wheel. So that's how all this came about. So to fulfill in goodwill for all the things that Himiway has done for us, we're doing this ride to help promote their D5 series. The D5s have become one of my favorite bikes. Yeah, people always ask me, what's your favorite bike, Russ? You know, really, I don't have one, to tell you the truth. But I have favored bikes, and the D5 series is definitely one of my favorite bikes. They ride really well. The new auto mode really helps out a lot. It's a torque sensor, cadence sensor bike. You can choose whichever way you want to go. I can pedal easily in torque mode as well. I don't seem to have a problem doing that. And some bikes I find even with the torque sensor is too hard for me to pedal. So not so with this bike. I have no issues with this bike doing that. So how far are we gonna go? I don't know. I told Mrs. Wright that we don't need to go real far. But I said it's up to her. If she wants to keep going, we'll keep going. And she's off today, so she said, okay, we can do it today. So yeah. We're out here, and we haven't been to the Fox River Trail in a while. So I said, yeah, let's do Fox River Trail. Now, as you know, usually I'm out on the street while I'm riding. I don't usually go on bike trails or things like that, because in some areas they don't really like us on there anymore, which I feel kind of bad. And many of them, of course, have regulations on speed. So many of them are like 15 miles an hour or something like that. We're trying to keep ourselves in the lower speeds as well today, because we don't want to break any rules. Other bike companies have asked if I would review some of their bikes, and a recent bike came to me asking if I would review their bike, but their motor is like 1,800 watts. I can't ride that in this area. So as nice as their bike may be, I can't take that bike. I think we're finding more and more companies are realizing to sell in the United States going forward, they're going to have to be a little bit more closer to the Class 1, Class 2 regulations. in order to sell their bikes. Yeah, so I've noticed a number of bikes coming in now that are 500 watt motors instead of 750s. So this way the peaks doesn't go too far up. I mean, even in some areas, they're even saying that the peak cannot go past 750. Well, that's really pushing it, I think. It's really not the wattage that's an issue. It's the rider, how he rides, and also besides, being a safe rider is staying within speeds. I mean, if you're doing 15 miles an hour, what difference if your motor is 3,000 watts? If you're still 15 miles per hour, you're 15 miles per hour, right? So I think sometimes the legislators need to pay a little bit more attention to what the reality actually is. Yeah, this is some utility plant, I think, out here. That truck that we passed said utilities. Yeah, it's nice having Mrs. Wright on the rides. Of course, I never get to talk to her. People have said, "Why don't you use the Senna helmets?" Well, I trust the X-Nito. Yeah, that's the thing that saved me, man. You stay with the ones that you know works for you. Good morning. And I know that works for me. And when I damaged that helmet, they gave me another one. Yeah, that's their policy. You have to prove it, right? I sent them a photo. Of course, I think they would have gave me one if I asked for it anyways. But for the average person, yeah, you've got to send them a photo or something to show how you fell and all that, tell them the story, all that type of thing. And I had a friend who fell too, and he damaged the helmet, and he got another helmet out of them too. Yeah, he says, yeah, he swears by the X-Nito helmet too. That's Donut Jim. Remember Donut Jim? The reason Jim's got a name in front of him is because I have a lot of friends who are named Jim. Yeah, so to distinguish them, there's Fishing Jim, there's Donut Jim. Yeah. Anyways, let's catch up to Mrs. Wright a little bit. I know she's a little bit ahead of us. You can't see her as well. Well, let's stay right behind her here. So we're doing about 17 miles an hour, 15 to 17 miles an hour on average. So that's okay. It's fine. This is a relaxing type of thing. The nice part is, at least in this Fox River Trail, there's so much foliage. Look, I mean, it's so shaded. It's so shaded. Anyways, this is the first time Mrs. Wright has been on a bike, like I said, in probably almost 2 years. She hasn't really taken a bike out at all last year. And she still has her riding skills. Mrs. Wright pedals all the time, as you might remember. Yeah, she doesn't throttle. Well, she'll throttle just to get her started, and then you'll see her just constantly pedal, 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 pedal. We did the Bike to Drive event in Chicago before. Remember that one? A couple years ago we did that. I went through 2 batteries. She was still on her first battery. If you pedal, you keep your pedal assist levels low, you can get the mileage that they say. She would be one that would be able to get the stated mileage that manufacturers state. Yeah, not everyone can do that, but she can. She's got the endurance to do it. But Mrs. Wright is fit. She's not overweight like me. So when you look at me, I'm so much heavier. I throttle a lot and pedal a lot, but pedal less than throttle. I'm pedaling now. Yeah, put a comment. Let me know what you think of this ride. If you like this ride, and if you'd like to see more of them, put some comments. I'll let Mrs. Wright know they want to see Mrs. Wright in front. Mrs. Wright's always in front. She always takes the lead. And the reason is because that way I know where she is. If she was behind me, I would be constantly looking to make sure she's there. It's just the way I am. I'd rather she goes in front, but that means she has to know where she's going, or she has to make decisions on which way we're going to go. But we know this trail, so shouldn't be so bad. It's just a memory thing, right? Got to remember where everything is. Now, I showed her the controls before we took off. I showed her where the turn signals are. I don't know if she'll use the turn signals. She's not used to it because all the bikes she's ever ridden had not had turn signals. I mean, turn signals are, if you think about it, actually relatively new within the last couple of years. None of the bikes that she had ridden had turn signals before. So We don't know. All right, let's see. Okay, it says turn this way, so we're going this way. Oh yeah, now I remember. There is one area that has a very sharp turn. Now I remember the one time we went, Mrs. Wright wiped out on that turn because it's such a sharp turn. She wasn't expecting it, and I think her riding skills weren't quite yet there. And she wiped out on that one. But yeah, this is the area we said we'll probably stop a little bit and we'll take a look at the bikes. It's a little memorial area here for veterans and the like. Let's see if she pulls off. Yep, she's pulling off. Okay, let's take a look at these bikes. All right, so let's take a look at these bikes here. This one's mine. This is the one I'm riding. This is the one Mrs. Wright is riding. So Mrs. Wright made some modification. Here's the mirror that we had a thing. I forgot to lock this part down, so we put some Velcro to hold it in place for now. So she added this this bag. This is from XWing too. They gave us this stem bag to use. She also put another bag in the back that she always uses. So that's hers. This one's mine. Yeah, let me show you this area. This is Remembering Our Veterans Interred at Sea, sponsored by the Elgin Police Department and the Sons of American Legion Squadron number 57. So let's see what else we have in here. This is the general area. I'm just holding the camera so you can kind of see this. This is the Fox River. This is a nice area. People go fishing out here. I don't know what the regulations are, but I have not fished this area, but it'd be nice to do it one day. This one's kind of dried out here, but somebody left the memorial thing here. So it's Elgin Police Department. It says that there's a plaque on there, and American Legion. Yeah, the bikes look nice though, huh? What do you think? Yeah, these are, you know, to me, this would be an excellent police color bike. Yeah. We'll see if that comes into play one day, huh? All right, anyway, yeah, the D5 2.0 20-inch comes with a rear rack. So Mrs. Wright has gotten a rear bag on hers. I don't have anything on mine. Yeah, the only thing that we did is we added XWing mirrors on them. Otherwise, this is the stock bike. Yeah, these are 20-inch, 4-inch fat tire bikes. So you can go on trails, you can go all over the place on these. These are excellent bikes to take on trips like this. I find 20-inch bikes tend to be a little bit more nimble than the 26-inch bikes. So doing this is easy. And there's a lot of bike racks that will handle the bikes. You just want to make sure that they handle the weight of the bikes. Most racks today probably can, but you just want to double check. Saddles are nice and big here, so it's nice and wide for me. Yeah. Oh, I also added a bottle cage, of course, and a water bottle. Mrs. Wright never puts the water bottle on. She has her water bottle in the back bag there. She says she wants a clearer path through the opening for the step through. Yeah, you know, everyone has their own way of doing things. That's what she likes. I like the bottle of accessible because I need water all the time. All right, let's go ahead and get back on and let's ride again. Okay, so Mrs. Wright is getting on. She just stepped right through. I'm stepping right through as well. Okay, we can go. And typically what we do, and what she will do just like I will do, is we'll use the throttle to get ourselves started. It makes it a lot easier to do. Get yourself moving with the throttle. I know her mirror is making it difficult for her because it's not locked in place. Sorry about that. Sorry to XWing for not doing it properly too. Yeah, when I was tightening everything down on there, because I had to add the mirror, I guess that's the one thing I didn't tighten down, was that one center point. Now I remember this area here. We have to go down this way, and then we got to cross at the crosswalk to get to the other side. So whereas a lot of areas say, you know, no bikes on the sidewalks, kind of in this area you have to in order to get to the other side of the path. right? So you got no choice. Hit the crosswalk thing. Okay, we made it through. Yeah, you need a nice nimble bike to be able to maneuver sometimes. And I find that the 20-inch bikes do that a lot better than the 26-inch bikes. If I'm doing long range riding, I probably prefer to have my 26. But when I'm doing these type of trips where we don't know what we're doing, where we're going or anything, the 20-inch bikes makes it easier. In the past, we were taking 20-inch folding bikes with us. These are not folding bikes. The D5 series is a standard bike with a 20-inch wheel, that's all. So they don't fold or anything like that. So they're a little stronger in that sense. But I've never had any issues with any folding bikes anyway. But if you want to be more rigid, I guess technically a non-folding bike would be more rigid, right? Anyways, I told her, I says, we can go as far as you feel like going, as far as she feels like moving on, and head back whenever she feels like heading back. I think what's gonna really be the determining factor for us today is how the weather holds out. Right now, it's really nice. We've got a little breeze hitting us, but it's a cool, nice cool breeze, but not cold. It's not hot, you know, and yeah, this is really nice. I mean, you can go over the top of these bridges and all that stuff. We've done stuff like that before. But now if we go further, I think if we go further down here, we'll run into the casino. There's a casino here. They used to put, I think they still do, it's a requirement, I think, casinos near water. Anything that has water, they can put a casino there. But I don't know. There's one in Des Plaines. That's not really near water. I don't know how to get away with that, but but there's a casino there. But this one is definitely by the water. It's a waterfront type of thing. I don't know what it's called. We'll see. We'll see if we run into it again. Noisy going over the bridge. All right, we made a little detour. They closed the road section of it, so we're now on the path section, I guess. I mean, they can't close it totally down, otherwise how do people get over to the other side? We're early enough in the morning that there's really still not a lot of people out. We wanted to get out early anyway because we knew that as it gets later in the day, it's just going to get hotter. Neither one of us really like to be riding in hot weather. All right, I think we are heading towards the casino. This is another area here. Let me angle the camera here. I know there's restrooms in there, so if you ever go down to the Fox River Trail, there's a restroom area in this park district thing. Yeah, anyways, like I said, there's always deals going on with bike companies. Sometimes bike companies will give you a special if you buy 2 bikes at a time. This would be the type of bike I would buy 2 at a time. Yeah, because they're easier to move around. I mean, even though they're not lightweight bikes, I'll tell you that. They do weigh a certain amount, but it works. So this is the casino. You can see it's like a riverboat type of thing. Let me angle back here. Right here, can you see that? This is the casino. What do they call this casino? I don't even know. I'm gonna have to look it up. Put a graphic up or something. I don't know what it's called. going underneath here. I gotta catch up to Mrs. Wright. She's getting away from me. Catching up to Mrs. Wright. There we go. And Mrs. Wright. Mrs. Wright has been known as Mrs. Wright since we started this channel. I think it was Pedro Fernandez who actually was the first person who called Mrs. Wright Mrs. Wright. All right, we have decided to turn around. We made this our final point on this side. We'll go back the other way. I don't know if we'll go further down past the whatever, but back at the casino again. What does this casino look like? It's kind of rusty. Some areas of it looks kind of rusty. Yeah, they make it look like a riverboat. Oh well. I don't go to casinos anyway, so I don't know. I am not a gambler. I have been to Vegas a number of times, but I don't really gamble. I go there and watch other people gamble and watch them lose their money. Okay, some people win. A lot of them don't. All right, let's catch up to Mrs. Wright again. Yeah, I got a train going to the side. Take a look at that. That's the Metro train. We gotta go back on this ride because they closed the road on that side. You hear the Metro train. Let me angle this camera a little bit better here for you. I don't know. Hopefully that's okay. You know, the thing is, I can't see the back of the screen, so I don't really know what angle you see or not. You may or may not see my handlebars, but we're looking at Mrs. Wright anyway. Yeah, so she's got her helmet blinking, as you can see. Yeah, X-Nito has lights in the front and lights in the back. Obviously, if it's in the nighttime, it's more visible. But we usually still turn them on anyway. Why not? Why not? Yeah, you need helmets that will protect you. These are rated to 28 miles per hour, which is class 3 rating. Nowadays, we're limited to class 1 and 2, so 20 miles, but still, I'd rather be safer than not. I recall one time we were on this Fox River Trail, and there was quite a bit of bugs flying around. It makes it kind of tough when that happens, but it seems to be nice now. This is early June as we're recording this, in case you're looking at it in the future. A lot of bridges. Over the bridge. Yeah, we haven't done too many of this type of ride in a while, so it's good to be able to do it. I'm glad it was the first ride we're doing it. It's on these Himiway bikes. Himiway gave us an excuse to do it. Yep, they gave us the excuse to do it. Yeah, we had a reason, right? I've said before in other videos, you know, when you have a purpose for riding, it's actually more interesting. You know, even if that's just something as easy as going to the post office to drop off a piece of mail and then riding back, you had a purpose. Sometimes people just go for joyriding, that's fine. But when you have a purpose, it's just more fun, I think. And by the way, people are commenting on that one video. It says, don't you have a pocket or something you could put the put that envelope in? I was holding the envelope in my hand as I was riding, and they were like, I was surprised that I was doing that. But no, I didn't have any real pockets. I would have to have folded the envelope, and I didn't want to fold it. So I just held it. And in the past, I had bags, and I would just put it in the back of the bag. But I think I took the 26-inch Himiway bike on that particular trip. I didn't have anything on it, so I said, I'll just hold it. It's no big deal. You know, of course, you don't want to have it fly away or something. All right, we're stopping. Oh, there's a big flag. Let's take a look at the big flag. You want to go over the bridge on the other side? No, we're not doing it. There's a big flag in front of us there. You see there's a big waterfall over there. Some type of dam or something. I don't know what it is. It looks like a waterfall. It is a waterfall. Let me see here. I can hear it. Mrs. Wright is pushing her bike. I'm riding it a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, see? Look at that. It's kind of nice, huh? I like riding around water. I like stuff with water. So I like going fishing and everything. Haven't gone fishing in a while either. Okay, we're back up on bikes, moving forward. Yeah, see, look at this. Look at that. Yeah, it's higher up, so it is a waterfall for sure. You can hear it. You can hear it. All right, we're heading back. So we're gonna go back the same way we came in. Gotta cross at the light. Cross at the light. Oh, here's a little tidbit for those who are into recording their rides. I am using the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro camera with a Mic 2 from them. That's what I'm recording with. And the camera itself has a longer battery life than GoPro. Has a longer battery life than GoPro does. And so I could usually do a ride like this all on one battery. I don't think it overheats like GoPro overheated too. I don't know what their new cameras are like, because they have some new ones out. But my older one, I think it was an Action, what was it called? GoPro 10 or something that I had, would overheat. And when I was in Arizona, the thing overheated so bad I couldn't even record more than like 5 or 10 minutes before the sun just basically turned it and shut it down. I don't think you have as much of those issues with this DJI, just so that you know. Road closed. Yeah, we're not doing that. They were closing that side of the road before, I remember. Gotta be on this side of the road. Let's take a swig of water here. Take a little drink of water. This is why I like having the water with me. Mrs. Wright doesn't like having her water bottle there. She says, gets in her way. She wants a clear path when she does a step through. And when she hops off, then they're not going to have a water bottle in your way. Doesn't seem to be a problem for me, but then again, I have a longer inseam, so I don't really hit that area. I need my water. Always keep some water with you. Not kidding. And one time I was out in Arizona, I drank 4 bottles of water, and I still needed more. They tell me, I remember them telling me, they said, if you're thirsty, it's too late. You got to have enough water in you so that you don't feel like you're thirsty. Otherwise, it's too late. Well, we've been pretty good so far. We've been staying within certain speed. I think we've been staying within the 15 or so mile per hour ranges. So we are observing the rules of this road. Yeah, some people have houses out here right along the river. What do you think of that? There's good and bad for that. Maybe for a summer home or something, I don't know. But if it was my permanent home, I don't know if I would want to be there the whole time. All right, let's pedal a little bit here. Now you might be wondering, why aren't you guys stopping? Yeah, nobody stops at those things. I think a lot of times they put these stop signs to tell you to stop because in case some car's coming through, you know, you can stop. But nothing's happening right now, you know. There's nobody even out. If you notice, we're among the few people who are actually even on the path. That'll change. It'll get busier later. You get out early enough, nobody's out. I don't know why, but they're not out. I'd much prefer to be out now than later. It's gonna be hot. Don't want to be hot. All right, I think we have enough at this point. Hey, I appreciate Himiway giving us the bikes. Hopefully we can do more in the future. Get yourself some bikes that you guys can go together as a family. Yeah. You and your significant other, you and your kids, you and your grandkids, whatever. Yeah. Check Himiway's website if you're interested. Use my affiliate link if you're interested too, because that helps me out. You know, when you click on the link to get to Himiway, it helps me out when you buy it that way. Okay, we're stopped this way, so we got to turn. Okay. So anyway, as I was saying, we ended up in a dead end. We had to turn around. But again, like I was saying, yeah, get a couple bikes for yourself, your significant other, for your kids, for your grandkids. Make sure that they're legal to be able to ride, of course. There are regulations now based on age and, you know, that they understand rules of the road and things like that. So, yeah, we got to turn here. We went off the other way. We went to the water meter facility, it said. Yeah, well, I bet you a lot of people do that. They make the wrong turn, got off the path and went on the other way. But yeah, get some bikes. You know, have some fun while you're out doing things, going places, you know. Anyways, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I do appreciate that too. It really helps me out. Mrs. Wright says thank you to Himiway too. She says make sure that you let them know that she appreciates the bike. And yeah, we'll enjoy it. Hopefully we'll make some more content in the future. Take care. We'll talk to you guys next time.